We good?
Yep.
Hello, guys. We are back. The fourth place podcast. How is everybody out there? James?
Well, they can't speak to us, so
That's true. How are you, James?
I am good. I am recovering from last week's episode of magnitude of the duck conspiracy.
Well, we had all kinds of. Wow.
Well, I think we should break down the duck thing. So,
well,
you've had some time to reflect on it now.
I have had a bit of time to reflect on it. So,
and you were very clearly very, very mad at the start.
I mean,
you left.
I was pissed off, to be honest, because let's be frank, right? For the good part of a year, I've cupped nothing but utter crap for finishing second in that duck eating competition. Now, I will happily have copped that shit if it was all fair and genuine. Now, if you had stitched me up, that would have been one of the best fucking stitch ups ever. That would have been amazing. I would have paid that as in a wonderful stitch up, but you didn't. I just actually got basically, I don't know, how do we put it? We just got the wool pulled over our eyes by a couple of locals.
Yeah, it appears, again, we cannot prove it.
Yeah,
so
we can't
still
prove
technically you did lose. So that is a part of the...
it doesn't matter whether I finished first or second. And I don't even, if they pulled the wool over us. I finished second. I didn't win. That's the fact.
That's the part that matters.
That's
all that matters. You are
exactly.
still a loser.
That's all you keep harping on. It's a duck eating competition. I probably got the wool pulled over my eyes by two locals.
But you're still a loser. We cannot confirm whether they cheated. We can confirm that you lost.
I didn't win. That is true. That is absolutely true. So
lost.
that's fine. Anyway, I
lost.
will happily live with that. So
what was going through your mind? Walk us through it when it started to happen. So towards the end, after we'd filmed for a while,
yeah,
basically me and Daffy, all we did was focus on...
you were just hammering me about how the fuck I'd lost.
And you were getting upset.
Last year.
So what was going through your mind?
I was getting pissed because I'd had enough. Because let's be honest, I've been copying this shit since the end of last year. And while everyone has a limit, it's just like, I can't be fucked dealing with this crap anymore.
And so you decide to leave.
And I was like, fuck this, I'm leaving, I'm going out. And it was only when you said...
And which also the fact that behind the scenes you were driven him here, so...
Well, I would have left him here. And he would have slept here the night, and you could have dropped him off at the train station in the morning, and he could have come home. Because I was getting that annoyed with it. That's what would have happened, basically. Because I was getting that fed up. I was like, it's enough of this shit. I've copped enough of it already. It was bad enough when we were in the bus after it happened. You were just for like a week and a half in the Philippines of copping it, let alone, anyway.
Then months and videos and
everything
everything included.
So anyway, enough of that.
And so what did you think when you found out that?
I was like, well, I got done by two locals. That doesn't surprise me, really. Now it kind of justifies more of what actually happened. Wait. I'll still cop finishing second.
Yeah, well, you still lost.
Yeah, that's fine. I can cop that. And I don't mind if two people walked up to collect first place, basically. I got no problem with that. But I can go, no, well, I realistically, yes, officially I lost, but more than likely I probably would have actually won.
It's open for debate.
Anyway, the whole thing's
completely open for debate.
The whole thing's open for debate.
Until such time as you can avenge.
Well, let's be honest. If I go back again, you'll probably try and set it up so that I lose again, knowing you would.
We now have to figure out how to actually set that up.
Well, no, you'll just tag a mate along who just helps someone else out. That's what'll end up happening instead.
Well, yeah.
Because it's not the first time you've done something like that to me.
Of course not.
And it probably won't be the last either. So
one thing's for certain, it won't be the last.
I know it won't be the last. So I'm
sure we'll find better ways to do this in the future.
You'll find plenty of ways to be able to do things. So
I did have an idea today that started to go through my mind.
Yes.
Taking that situation where we went to the parade and they were treating you like a god and everything.
Yes.
We could have stepped it up and made it out like you are this major celebrity.
Yeah, we could have done all kinds.
We should have come up with some cover story as to some ridiculous.
Well, they thought I was pretty much anyway.
Yeah, I know. So that's why we should have started to elaborate and go into more detail.
We didn't need to.
We didn't need to, but we could.
I know we could have, but we didn't.
The whole point is that we could. And next time, next time we have to come up with some insane backstory as to who you are and what you do, and see if we can pull it off.
Well, I'm sure whatever our next adventure is, we'll come up with something that's wild enough.
We're going to have to do a parade at some point where we tell people that you're like in the latest James Bond or something. You're the villain in the latest James Bond or...
I think the fact that it was just me being me in the first place, that was enough for
people. But that's done now. So now we need to take it to the next level.
You're right. We do need to take it to... We'll come up with something to take it to the next level.
We will.
So... what wonderful stories have happened in the world in the last week?
I think you mean what have you been up to in the last week?
Well,
so I guess you traveled to Sheboygan.
Yes.
Where a 26-year-old man was sentenced Monday to 3 years of probation for clogging women's toilets.
Yeah, this is it's a very interesting scenario why a guy would want to clog women's toilets.
So why did you consistently clog women's toilets?
I didn't consistently clog women's tournaments.
Toilets.
Sorry. I did not clog women's toilets.
He apologized for the damage and stress he caused in a statement, which he read out during the sentencing.
Were they public toilets? I'm guessing.
I don't know.
I'm guessing they would have been public toilets. So how much distress would that actually cause someone? Surely they can go find somewhere else to go to the bathroom.
Women's bathroom, community center, clogged by a plastic bottle.
So it's
I was doing it. Water was overflowing from the toilet. And then there were 10 similar incidents beginning in April 2017 where toilets were clogged.
So he's a serial offender.
Yeah, really? That's the point. I said serial toilet clogger.
Why doesn't he just pull the old prank of like putting cling wrap over the toilet instead?
Because it's not as funny as clogging the toilet.
You don't reckon it's as funny as clogging the toilet?
I don't know.
I would have thought it's always funnier when someone tries to sit down, take a shit, and instead they.
In theory, does that even work? Does that actually work? Because
I don't know.
To me, I feel like when you sit in the toilet, you kind of go down enough that.
But if you're a female, you may not necessarily actually feel that.
You need to be very short
But that's what I said. Something like that's actually.
I feel like definitely the way that I sit in a toilet, which is information we need to do. Don't interrupt me talking about the fantastic moments of sitting in a toilet.
Keep going. Sorry.
My stature in a toilet, but I feel as though my ass would be down too far.
Yeah. Well, that's you, but other people may not.
So you're saying when you sit on a toilet, you're above the thing.
No, well, you know how there's obviously the seat that goes on.
Yeah, but it's not that big.
Yeah, but obviously you and me, we would be different. But someone who's a bit smaller.
How bloody small would you be, a child?
I don't know. If you're a child or you're not a very big person, you may not be able to see or feel it when you sat down.
I feel like you would.
Well, most people probably would, but there would be a few who may not necessarily.
I disagree. I don't think that will work.
Anyway.
Well, continuing on this theme, you now buy scented flatulence pills that make your farts smell like roses.
Scented flatulence pills.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I suppose everyone would prefer it if
you use that.
Well,
yes.
Yes, we know.
Many people would.
Well, you would.
No, most people.
A lot of people, yeah. But let's be honest. Most people's shit stink no matter what.
Well, Unless you take these pills.
Do you think these pills would actually work?
Well, that's the point of them, so I'm assuming so.
Well, they'd probably do great benefit to me.
Do you know how funny it would be to actually fart roses? Like, how much it would mess with people's minds.
Oh, should we test this out?
I guess you should order some.
Well,
go somewhere public, let out this massive fart.
Let's order some. I'll have some pork sisig as well.
You let out a massive fart, and then people hear, like, loud enough that people hear it, and then they start to smell roses, and they're like, what
if I farted and just started smelling roses anyway?
That's the point. No, but they need to know that you farted. It defeats the purpose if they don't realize that you farted.
Yeah, that's true. It would be interesting. Someone's fart smelling like roses.
Living the dream.
People would still think, have you just farted? Something would think a situation's quite weird.
It would mess with people's minds.
That would be quite interesting.
Someone resigned from their job by presenting their boss with a sorry for your loss card.
Sorry for your loss
card. Because they're retired.
They retired?
Yeah.
Is there any particular details as to what that person's job was?
No.
So basically, the person who retired was just like, I'm sorry, I'm done.
I mean so much to your company.
I mean so much to you. I'm sorry for your loss, pretty much.
Yeah. That would be the point.
Most companies would probably go, well, we're just going to replace you with the next person, pretty much.
True.
And just move on.
We'll laugh about it and not give a shit.
Exactly. That's probably what would happen.
Someone bought a town in Michigan.
Yeah.
And they called it Gay Hell.
Gay Hell.
Yeah. I don't know how they bought it and they whatever, but they became mayor and decided to call it Gay Hell. Which begs the question, if you could name a town anything.
What would I name it?
Yeah. Wow. Great minds think alike. I didn't even have to finish my sentence.
What would I call a town? That's a good question, actually. I think I'd have to give that some thought.
See, I would, again, to mess with your brother, I would have him, his name, Loves, and then the girl. So that it makes it very awkward for him.
Oh, yeah, that would be, yeah. That would be.
Could you imagine if you could rename people's addresses to that kind of stuff?
That would be amazing.
How much it would destroy their lives.
Oh, you would. You
just pick random people and say that I've always had a crush on you.
Yeah. Can you imagine someone's like town or
Lisa,
address?
I've always had a crush on you, Dave.
Yeah.
And
just weird stuff.
Then anyone named Dave that has a friend or any kind of thing with someone named Lisa, they're like, oh.
What? Yeah. And it just, can you imagine if like the Lisa was actually like stalking the Dave or something and then, like that came out? They would go, oh my God, I never know you felt about. And the Dave's like, what the fuck is going on?
Or what if you call it turn right, so that when the navigation system is given directions, it's like turn right at turn right. And then it's like turn left at turn left.
Yeah, can you imagine like turn right into a certain person or something? Can you imagine like
turn right at 200 meters?
Turn right at 200 meters
is the name of the town.
No, but can you imagine if it's like, say, the name of like someone's house or address or something is like X, say, person's names, something's like, say, personal private bits or body part or something. So turn right into insert person's names, whatever.
Dave's penis
or Jim's butthole or something like that.
Or you just rename the town so that it's like small penis.
Well, that'd be fantastic.
The small penises.
The small penises.
Imagine the local high school is like the small penis.
The small penis is small penis elementary college or something. That would be quite entertaining, actually.
Imagine how much amusing. It would fuck with them.
Oh, it would be. Can you imagine like Siri going, "You are now in small penis," if that was the name of the town?
Oh, well, if you're going to do that, you call it like a dirty asshole. So then Siri's like, you are now in a dirty arsehole.
Yeah, that would be quite funny.
Turn right at a dirty arsehole.
Yeah, that would be quite amusing, actually, if that was the case.
Oh God, it would be so good for their school rivalry of
Oh, you're right.
dirty assholes versus.
Yeah, can you imagine? Yeah, you could have some interesting. You could have some interesting different towns or something that have a little bit of competition between each other.
Yeah.
So moving on.
Now I have a new idea of
Yes.
getting you to give people advice based on online advice things. So they've written in. People have written into different columns and whatnot online.
Yep.
And you're going to respond to it.
Okay.
So we're going to ignore what the actual response is, but we're going to read what
Yep.
the person was.
So you're going to read what they've asked, and I'm going to give them a response.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Now
Let's
this
do it.
one's going to be a little bit awkward because it's one that you posted yourself. But
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. So remember when you were asking, dear, how to do it? Recently, I was visiting my brother and sister in our home state, and we were joking about something sex related. We were talking about taboos. And that led to the talk of incest. And I said I thought it was sort of an overstated taboo that most people seem to declare their disgust at it in a way that seems over the top. In a lot of the world, cousins get married, and the most common legal argument against incest about genetic risks isn't even that big of a deal beyond very close familial relationships, etc. Plus, incest porn is very popular, so the universal stigma it carries seems exaggerated because people feel shame. We were having wine, and it was mostly a devil's advocate kind of debate, but I could tell they were both a little uncomfortable. In brackets, they're both straight and married, and I'm a bisexual man, single.
Well, that kind of changes it all pretty quickly.
Well, for you, it does. But,
Oh,
I mean,
well,
everyone out there knew this about you.
No.
So you've always been one for pushing
I do
buttons.
like how you say that I've done this. But
Well, you
anyway.
posted this question, so
I
why would you
did
ask it if you
not,
didn't?
but anyway.
Anyway, continue.
Keep continuing. On
This
with what
brings us to
person
this
has
brings us
asked.
to your problem.
My problem.
Since it was
Okay.
on your mind and you were a little buzzed, you decided to please yourself to a little faux pas incest porn in the guest bedroom later that night. To be clear,
Did I?
yeah, you did. To be clear, you're not interested in having sex with your brother and sister. So you say. You barely even watch that kind of porn, honestly, but you were a little horny and your mind was where it was at. And then your brother used your laptop the next day to pull up some tickets, and you had only minimized the window from your adventure the previous evening, not closed it. And obviously he saw it. And you watched in slow motion as he inadvertently opened the window, looked at it in shock for a moment, and then quickly opened it. You say it was brutal, but let's be honest, it wasn't for you. You can't be sure, but you think he told your sister.
Well, I know this wasn't
because
me, but
the
anyway.
rest of the weekend was awkward, like there was an elephant in the room. You are afraid they think you have a real incest fetish and or want to sleep with them. Should you raise this with your brother and explain? If so, what do you say?
Just talk about it at the dinner table, whoever this is.
So
It's as simple as that.
So Marcus, I will. Can you just say that again?
It's not for me.
Well, you're the one who posted it.
I
so-
didn't post this, but
You did.
anyway, with the why you thinking I posted this is doesn't
Because you
matter
did.
when. Well, I'm actually married, but anyway,
No, oh, come on. Everyone out there knows that.
no. But anyway,
Everyone knows you posted this. So
I mean, whoever posted this
you.
wasn't me, but anyway,
Yeah.
talk about it at the dinner table.
Okay.
Simple, just get it out there.
So you're saying that your advice for yourself is
Not
to
for
just is to just openly talk
You just
about
get comfortable.
Look,
You just get comfortable. You just get
see, this is the
comfortable.
kind of thing where it gets uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know. So you're
I'm
the
going
one
to be writing
getting-
into this I'm going to be writing into this next that the co-host is touching me while we talk about him fucking his brother and sister, and he's supposed to give himself advice, but he just doesn't want to get there.
Oh, I don't need to give myself advice because I know this isn't me, so that's fine.
It's okay. Everyone out there will play along with
To
you.
everybody out there, this
Let's
isn't
play
me.
along. Yes, it's not.
So
It's not.
to whoever is out there, and There is nothing wrong with having this fetish or this issue. It's just something that you have.
Well, you would say that, wouldn't you?
Well, no, plenty of people have got all kinds of
like yourself.
different
Incest
interests.
fetishes.
Well, no, I personally don't. But anyway,
Well, how many people do you know that have incest fetishes?
none.
Well, I mean, obviously, other than yourself, but
I don't thank you very much. I think
you just said how normal this is, and then you're like, I don't know
didn't
of
say
anyone.
it was normal.
No, well,
No,
okay,
I didn't.
well,
I
go.
just said everyone has their own different interests and ways of doing things out there, and that's their choice. And so
just go tell everyone.
So long as they're not hurting anyone.
So your advice is you just bring it up at the dinner table and say, "Hey, brother and sister, I masturbated to the thought of incest porn, but I wasn't actually thinking about fucking."
Well, it just
you
gets
two."
it out there, and then it's just not awkward anymore.
How would that not make it 10 times more awkward?
Well, at least it's out in the open. They can just have the discussion about it.
I mean, I don't know.
If something's out in the open, then everyone.
If things are out in the
what's
open, it
going
doesn't
on.
necessarily mean that it's.
It just doesn't make it awkward anymore.
It does.
Not necessarily.
If someone, well, okay. on a related note, so our friend shares the same name as someone who, when you Google him, it brings up the fact that that person was a pedophile.
Yes.
And so would that not be awkward for him to bring that up to people? What benefit is that to him?
There's no benefit, but it's kind of.
But you're
amusing.
saying that the benefit is to just bring it out in the open.
Well, if the person thinks it's going to be awkward, then you may as well bring it up.
But if no one would know and no one's going to look up his name,
Well, then
generally
don't
anyway-
bring it up.
You just said you bring it up if it's going to be awkward.
Well, we're talking about a completely different situation.
It's the same shit. It's embarrassing.
Anyway, just do whatever you feel comfortable with. That's it. That's my advice. Just do whatever makes you feel comfortable.
stuff. Okay. Well, we have another one that you sent in.
I sent
Oh,
you.
no, sorry. This one's from your partner.
No.
Well, it is.
No, it isn't.
When you read it, you'll understand.
No,
why.
it won't be.
It is. My husband was 28 when we met and a virgin. So, yes.
No, that's already
When we
incorrect.
started having sex, he opened up about being different. He wanted to wear panties and wanted to make fun of his tiny penis. So I don't know why he wanted. Okay, so he wanted to do that, right? He didn't love the stuff, but whatever. Now it's 1,000 times worse. He goes to Victoria's Secret and tell. What can you? It should only be so funny if it is, in fact, you.
No, I
Okay, so
wish I could actually make this stuff up about me, but it's not true.
I know you don't need to make up the truth, okay? So you go to Victoria's Secret and tell the sales girl that you're being punished by your wife for wearing her panties, and that she is forcing you to go and buy some of your own. You told her that you could see the neighbor undressing, so you tried to contact her to see if she wanted to humiliate you while he was dressed as a woman. And he recently confessed to a female coworker that he had a deep, dark secret he wanted to tell her. Your wife confronted you, and you said that you were going to tell her about your wife forcing you to wear panties and ask if she wanted to see your tiny penis. You see nothing wrong with this behavior, but your wife feels like you're a fucking asshole and a pervert who is violating your marriage and other women. And so what the hell do you do? What the hell does she do?
I don't know. Now, firstly, out there,
It is you, so that's okay.
no, it's not.
Can you
My
talk into
beautiful-
the mic?
I am talking into the microphone.
You're not.
Yes, I am. It's right here. It doesn't matter. Anyway,
It does matter.
It can hear me loud
It
enough.
doesn't.
But
It's not.
anyway, first, I'll go
Learn to use a
again.
fucking microphone.
I still actually don't know how to use a microphone to fight.
You know how it's pretty simple. You talk into it.
Yeah, I don't
Into the
actually know
microphone.
how to do that. Some things that have happened in the past have actually plenty of things.
Put it nice and close to the face.
Right. So
you want it to be close enough that like the penis is going to ejaculate on you, but not in you.
So, firstly, to my beautiful wife Maria.
You're sorry for making her go through this?
No.
Yes. Okay.
He is full of absolute shit.
Wait, why would you say
You're
that?
full of absolute
Why would
crap.
you say that if there wasn't some realness in this?
You're full of
Wait.
absolute crap, the entire thing.
Why would you say that if there wasn't some realness in this?
Well, it's because none of that's real whatsoever. Now, I'm sure someone has this issue.
Well, someone sent it in, so.
Yeah, and it's
And
not me.
that was
So
your
someone
wife.
sent it in.
Yeah, your wife.
Now, to who has this problem, which
Your wife.
isn't my wife. So whoever has this problem,
Your
the
wife.
best thing you can do is communicate with your partner about what's going on and try and find a solution to what's going on. Now,
So I take it from what you're saying is that you're a little bit upset that she sent this in instead of just telling you.
no, I'm not upset because I know she didn't send it in.
Sure.
I know she didn't send it in. So
Sure.
now, if whoever's partner sent this in and whoever has this issue,
You.
talk about it, communicate about it, and work out what works best for both of you in the situation you're in. Come up with a solution come up with whatever solution you need to so that both people are happy in that relationship. So if the guy feels comfortable wearing Victoria's Secret panties, then good on him.
Okay, yeah.
I don't
So you're
actually
feeling very.
See, I don't have Victoria's Secret panties on. I have Calvin Klein underwear on it.
Yeah, underneath that though, we all know what's there.
Do you want me to take them off? Do you want me to take
It's
them
okay.
off?
You don't need to show everyone. This the whole reason why your wife wrote in is you have to tell
I kind of
everyone
feel
about
like I need to.
Yeah, you have to go around telling everyone about this. It's okay. You don't need to tell
Anyway,
everyone.
moving on.
All right, time for the next question.
Yeah.
So this one is entitled, She Cheated on Her Boyfriend with Her Husband while her boyfriend was home with his wife. Should she confess all? So last year I was dumped by the father of my children. We'll call him Brad. It sucked and I was heartbroken. Shortly thereafter, I was lonely and just looking to date casually. But I ended up meeting the most amazing man online. We'll call him Tim. We both knew within a few minutes that this was it. I immediately entered the healthiest, most enjoyable relationship I've ever had. Unfortunately, neither of us were really ready for this. We were both still legally married. He went out of state frequently to visit his kids and stayed in the former family home with his ex, sleeping separately, but acting for all intents and purposes like they were still in a family. He didn't seem to have any sense of urgency to get a divorce. He was constantly apologetic and validated my feelings, but it still hurt me very deeply. It was a lot to overcome despite the rest of the relationship being pretty perfect. While seeing Tim, I wound up sleeping with Brad on several of the occasions when Tim was gone visiting his family. If I'm being honest, it gave me the closure I needed, but I feel terrible about it. I know I'm an asshole. Then I decided that to do the right thing and break up with Tim, so I did. Tim immediately went back to his ex and served her divorce papers. He's completely and utterly devoted to me. Tim now wants to get back together. I know that I could marry this man and be very happy. I am ready to start a life with him and be faithful to him. My question is, should I tell Tim I cheated on him with Brad? It seems like the right thing to do. I just feel awful every time Tim says nice things about me or tells me he loves me. I feel this deep ache that I'm not the good person he thinks I am. So, yeah.
The answer's really simple. Do whatever you feel comfortable doing.
How is that?
Well, if you want to tell him, tell him. If you don't. It's that simple.
You're saying...
Because in simple, if you don't tell him, you're the one who's got to deal with the guilt of not having told him. And him not knowing.
Yeah, but still, I feel
It's actually that simple. So, yeah, it's actually that simple. If you don't tell someone, And you're the only one who knows. You're the one who's got to deal with the guilt and being the only person who knows what the truth really is.
I say just meet someone new and fuck off with all this drama. It's
Well,
way
that's
too
probably-
complicated.
I agree. It's an absolute mess.
Yeah, all of
I
it's
agree.
too
The whole
complicated.
thing's
to
a
deal with.
mess. And you're right. You're probably better off just flying to a new city and starting a new life with someone completely different.
All right,
Go to a new country.
Go to a new country.
Go to South America.
She has kids that live there. You can't just piss off with when you have kids.
You can if you want.
Not really.
Well, not really. Wait,
Well, not if you care about the kids.
that's true. But if you don't care about the kids, which some people don't, then they'll just...
That doesn't mean
Bugger
it's the
off.
right thing to do.
No, I agree. I
You're going
don't
to give people advice. I don't think you should be...
I don't disagree. I don't
think the
disagree.
advice is that fuck your kids and go away. Like, you actually want to take care of the kids still.
Well, you're okay.
if you're going
you
to
wanna
give people
take care-
advice, I think
you want to
that-
take care of your kids, then just take care of your kids and fuck fuck off everyone else.
I think even if you don't want to, you still should. So
Just take care of your kids and be happy with what you've got and enjoy what you have, and that's it.
all right.
Fuck everything else.
This is my last one I'm reading. You can read the next few. Okay. So, my dear friend who worked at an apartment leasing office was telling me some stories of crazy resident interactions when she told me this one that I believe was not what she thought. A married couple came in to pay rent. So, this was you and your wife. And
No, it
the
wasn't,
wife.
but anyway.
Oh, well, how do you know it wasn't?
It wasn't. Don't worry, because I've never walked into an office to pay rent in my life.
Sure.
Anyway,
Sure.
whoever
That's what
this
they'll
was,
say.
but anyway, keep going.
So you and your wife came in to pay rent, and the wife,
No.
your wife told this woman about how you'd had a long night the night before because you had to go to the emergency room because
I know where this is going already, and you haven't read out.
where is it going?
No, keep going.
No, guess.
No, I'm not
I think
going
you
to
should
bother
guess.
guessing.
No. You said you know, so
that some genitalia was stuck somewhere on the other person's body.
well, nearly, but not
Yeah,
quite.
that's pretty
not
much,
quite.
yeah.
No. So again, nice guess there, and nice. Not quite what you did, but close enough. You
not
almost
what I
got
did, for
caught.
the
You
record.
almost got caught admitting what you did. But anyway,
No, I
so yeah, your
didn't
wife
do
told
it.
the woman about how the night before you got your penis stuck in a penis pump. And while your wife was telling the story, you stood there clearly embarrassed and gently urging her not to tell the story. So this person immediately said that didn't happen to him, but he's into humiliation again.
This is
I
how
don't
to
even
make your
think-
co-host very uncomfortable.
I don't even think one gets his penis stuck in a penis pump, and the implication there is that he has a small penis, or at least one that needs help working. By telling it to someone they would run into regularly, but who wasn't a friend, you could experience that humiliation regularly. This person told their friend that she'd been made a part of you and your wife's sexual escapades without her consent, and that the article wouldn't approve. She was a bit icked out by the prospect and still wants to believe it was a real story, but I stand by my opinion. What do you think? So let us know. Did you actually get your penis stuck in the penis pump, or was
No,
that just a
it
humiliation
wasn't
game that
me.
you were playing?
So
Someone else you're playing a humiliation game, is what you're saying?
Anyway, I personally didn't get my penis stuck in a penis pump. I'm sure someone out there has, and that someone has walked in there.
Just wait until next week when we have the soundboard that says I just didn't get my penis stuck in a penis pump.
I didn't.
That's gonna be come in so much handy to play on the soundboard in future.
I lost my
episodes.
train of thought.
Oh, classic.
I've actually lost what I was going to say completely. Getting your penis stuck in a penis pump. No, I've got no advice for that, actually.
Really?
No, none, actually.
I don't even understand why or how they supposedly work. You pump it.
I've got no idea how they work. I've got no clue.
That was a long pause of like,
I don't.
you didn't know what to say. You didn't want to admit.
Well, yeah, because it's a penis. Someone's got their penis stuck in a penis pump, which I really have no idea what to say whatsoever.
What if you accidentally misunderstood and used like a bike pump?
A bike
Your
pump.
penis. Like if you didn't know.
Oh, that would be an interesting scenario.
Blow your penis up with some nice cold air.
Well, as I said, I have no idea what would happen whatsoever.
All right, the next one's for you to read.
Which one? This one?
This one here. I can't be bothered to start
The
it.
bottom one. Okay, or is it? Does it?
And it continues over the next
It
page.
continues over the
Down to
page
there.
down to there. Okay,
Then that's the last one.
that's the last one. All right. All right. So we have. Here's the next story. James.
That says
You.
I.
No, it doesn't. It says James.
It doesn't make grammatical sense if it said James. It says I.
James has a renter boy equipped question. Recently, a client.
Etiquette, you fucking learn to read. I
renter
have
boy.
a renter boy. I have a
James
rent
has
boy.
a renter boy.
Rent. There's rent. There's no A.
Rent boy etiquette question. Recently, a client of yours who lives in another state invited you to join him at a resort. What?
Laura, you're covering your face. If you're going to read it, you can't.
Recently, invited you to join him at a resort where he was meeting up with friends. This included a nice-looking man who lives near him, whom he calls Three. Now, your
That's a
client.
weird name you would give to the.
It is an interesting name. Now, he's been lusting
Jesus
after.
Christ.
I'm trying to work out. how to-
You can't.
lusting after Three for a long time, and your job.
Well, I have or.
You have.
Okay. I've been not lusting
You've
after.
been lusting over here
Are you
and
sure
it
you're
was
reading this
your
correctly?
job
This doesn't make any sense.
to
Anyway.
act as bait to lure Three into a three-way with your client, with you and
Why
your
would
client.
it be my job if I was the one lusting?
I don't know.
Because you don't know how to fucking read. It's
Now things went.
the person
really-
who hired me, if you're going to say it was me, was lusting after
Hang
the
on.
person.
Things went really well, and the desired three-way happened on Saturday night and again on Sunday morning. How was that, by the way?
Well, I'm just going to say what an ingenious way my client used here to actually pick someone up. Like if you can't pick someone up yourself, why not hire a prostitute who's attractive so that you can organize a three-way so that you get to
Not
have...
a bad. It's a good
This is
idea,
ingenious,
actually.
yeah.
So to everyone out
Anyone
there,
out there who likes someone,
you
hire
like-
a prostitute who they're attracted to and
Yeah.
then have a three-way with them.
yeah, it's not a bad idea.
I feel like we've just solved the meaning of life.
We have so. In fact, that could be a solution to a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll continue with the story. Here was the problem. You don't think the client informed Three that you. Oh, I'm trying to read this forward.
You fucked yourself up.
Yeah,
man.
I did. So because it's been written here that you.
As in you. Yeah.
No, it's in you actually.
It's
so
in the first
So
person.
you know what? You can actually read this because it's in. Read
No,
the rest of it.
you gotta
'cause
keep
it's in
reading.
the first person.
Keep reading it.
So here is the problem. You don't think that your client informed Three that there was that he was there in any professional
That
capacity.
I was there. You
that
fucking
you weren't there in any professional capacity. So from Three's perspective, you sorted him out, flirted shamelessly, and had really hot sex with him twice. How did that feel?
That doesn't say what is there, but I mean, obviously.
So
You know what really hot sex
It
with
would
a
be-
man is
it
like,
would-
so just tell
well,
us what, you know what,
no,
just tell us from experience.
You're the one who's had this, not me. So it would be pretty
So
jarring.
you're saying this shit in bed then? Because you never really had...
I never said I was.
We're going to
good
have to
in bed.
ask your brother.
So it would be pretty jarring to him that the very next day you're suddenly not interested in him. It goes.
What? Yeah, it goes what? Read it.
That goes against whore protocol to out your client, and you suspect that your client
fucking read
did not want Three to know that you're a rent boy because that might not have been the deal breaker.
That might have been
the deal breaker.
Oh, Jesus Christ. To summarize, that one person hired someone else as a prostitute to pick up the person that they like. So, yeah.
How was that?
Perfect. So, let's continue.
I think it's a wonderful way, actually, to solve a lot of problems.
I know. How ingenious is it to hire a prostitute to pick up the person you want?
Well, you could hire all kinds of people to do anything, pretty much friends or who knows what the hell who you could hire to help you out.
Siblings for your incest fantasies.
Who knows?
Anyway, continue reading. Next one.
Anyway, we're going to move on to the next one.
Yes.
So it goes, Dear Dan. Who's this one from?
I don't know. Just
anyway,
read
it's
it.
not from it's
from
me.
neither of us, so just read this one normally.
So it
please.
goes, Dear Dan, I have no self-esteem. My wife and son belittle me for being a loser, and I no longer feel comfortable at work. Many years ago, whilst at work, I went to the bathroom, and when I returned to my seat, a child had poured water on my seat and went home with wet pants. I hear my attacker now works.
Keep reading.
I hear my attacker now works as a rent boy. What can I do?
So who does this remind you of?
I don't know.
So you don't remember?
No, I have no idea.
You don't remember a story you told on an earlier podcast about how you put water on the seat of a bus driver and now he's riding into Collins?
I can't remember that story, actually.
Well, I'm sure we can dig it up in.
Oh, I'm sure you can dig up anything I've said that's on camera. That's not hard to do. So what do we do for this person here if they're not feeling any self-esteem?
I think that they should go out and hire the rent boy, aka you, and fuck you so that they get you back. This guy, the bus driver who seat you at, he should hire you as a rent boy and go out there and have degrading sex with you to destroy.
That's not really going to probably solve anything, let's be honest.
Yeah, but it'll make him feel
But
satisfied.
but that previous story about hiring a prostitute to help get someone you want is an outstanding idea.
It is.
Now, let's move on to some more stories from the last few weeks.
Well, this is not a story. This is someone's 38 points for life as a 38-year-old person.
Yep. Does it list them 1 through 38?
It does. It's quite a fucking long read.
Let's have a look.
Let's get through it. Go.
Let's get through it quick. I cut back on drinking. Last year I did an extended so you cut back on drinking. Well,
congrats to you.
Well done. Congratulations. That's unless you're an
38's a little
actual
bit late.
alcoholic, but anyway, there's nothing wrong with having a couple of beverages here and there. Get a therapist. Not everyone needs help and a therapist, so we'll just discredit
Hang on,
that.
before we keep going, the first point brings up something that is actually in the news. Put it down for a sec. So there's actually a famous celebrity who's been taking your advice, and I really think that what they're not crediting you is complete and utter bullshit. So I don't know if you've seen in the news today, but overnight, Nick Kyrgios was out drinking at a pub in the night before his Wimbledon match.
Yep.
And I mean, that's clearly stealing Marcus the Motivator's advice. Because that's Marcus the Motivator 101 is to go out and have some drinks with your friends if you were.
It is absolutely a great idea to go out and have a few drinks with your friends before a big performance.
So if he wins, I think you take all credit for his win. If he loses, it's because he's a dickhead.
I did see some of Nick Kyrgios's performance recently. It was very inspiring.
Well, that's very...
Right. Anyway, let's move on. The second one, get a therapist. No, you don't always need a therapist unless you actually need medical assistance. Let's go to the third one. Your friends with kids need your help. Don't believe them when they insist they have it all under control. They're exhausted. Offer to babysit. Insist on it. Well, in fact, I don't know. Do you know anything about parenting?
No.
No, I don't either. So I'm going to leave this one alone. Because until I have kids, I haven't got a fucking
You're the one who
clue
said
what
to
it's
just
like.
leave the country and who gives a shit about your kids.
Well, I didn't realize before that person had kids. But anyway, it's probably not the best idea. All right. Getting over my aversion to audio books has been revolutionary. You've got a problem with audio books.
Man,
Get over
they're
yourself
addicted.
and move on.
They're addictive. Sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night.
Get over yourself
in
and
cold
move
sweats,
on.
like,
Anyway.
I need to listen to an audiobook tonight.
Get over yourself and move on.
I need it now.
Get over yourself and move on. Right.
Imagine going to rehab for audiobooks.
Please get over yourself. Go to the chiropractor, even if you think you don't need to. Especially if you're injured, go again. If you're injured, go and see medical. Stop avoiding the dentist. This is a good one. I rate this. Go to the dentist twice a year. It's a very good idea.
Fuck the dentist. They're painful, annoying, and it's awkward as fuck to have people in your mouth and doing weird shit.
Well, you got to put up with it for half an hour twice a year.
True.
It's not the end of the world because oral hygiene and oral health is actually an important part of the rest of your body. Because if you're not healthy here, then the rest of your body can be fucked. That is very
Science
much a fact.
101.
Maybe
we should change your name to Marcus the Scientist.
Anyway, moving on to the number 7. My dad died this year. It kind of knocked me for 6. I feel completely disoriented. Losing a parent at X age is going to be terrible. Go easy on us. Well, obviously, when you lose a family member, that's going to change your life one way or the other. That's just the reality.
Especially in your case with how close you were based on that previous article.
Anyway, moving on after you. Crap. But losing a family member or any relative that you were close to or a friend for that matter is going to change your life and change your reality on things. Number 8, there's no such thing as a job for life or a career for life for that matter. That is true. You can change what you want to do tomorrow if you want.
Is that an announcement that you're no longer Marcus the Motivator?
I didn't say that. I just said if you want to out there, if you want to change your job and change your trajectory and your path in life, go and do it starting now.
Unless you work as a critic or a reviewer, in which case you should just, stop.
Yeah.
Nothing is ever going to work for you, so.
When you're offered a new job, always ask for more money than you think it's possible. Always. Absolutely always.
No.
It's very difficult to get that once you're in the job.
No, that's fucking stupid. You don't want to be difficult when you're going to a new job. That's automatically going to be a red flag and people are going to want to hate you.
People are not going to like you.
Plus, if they may actually keep you for longer if you perform at a certain level that's not as good, because the cost of having you when you're shit at a high pace, at a high wage is always going to outweigh
Exactly,
shit.
That's true.
And you're setting higher expectations.
So if you're offered a new job, just enjoy it.
Usually you're going to earn what you're worth anyway. So if you
Exactly.
put in extra effort and do more and you're better, you'll get paid more anyway.
Doing things by yourself is great. The cinema especially. There is absolutely nothing wrong with going and watching a movie by yourself.
Why bother these days? Stay at home, watch a movie.
You can
at
just
home.
watch it on Netflix or something instead. That is much easier. But if you want to go and sit there with a big box of popcorn and a drink and
Buy popcorn and have it at home.
I agree, but I'm saying if you want to, good on you for doing that. That
No, I
being
don't
said,
think so.
I struggle to go to a restaurant on a Friday and Saturday night by myself. Well, generally when you go to a restaurant, you're going to have food with other people.
The cinema alone thing brings me back to a story when once I was traveling and I was in Canada and I had to kill some time and I went to see the movie The Love Guru and it was like 10 a.m. midweek. No one was there. So basically it ended up being me and this couple, a young couple.
Yep.
That clearly the only reason they were there is because they wanted to fuck in the cinema. And my presence ruined that opportunity for them.
Well, you could have just gone sat at the back of the corner.
I sat in the middle because when I was there was no one else there,
Yeah.
but they clearly were.
You could have just moved to the front.
Why? I'm not getting out of there.
Yeah, fair enough.
Could have moved and sat next to them. It would have
Nobody.
been nice to actually sit really close to them and just uncomfortably close.
That's really awkward, but it is funny.
Hi, guys.
Yeah. Nobody is having as much sex as you think they are. Depends at what point of life and what point of relationship, but some people
Probably.
like to overstate a lot of things.
Yeah,
This
I mean,
is-
we've heard of some of the stuff you're into, so
I've-
clearly you are into it.
Anyway, we'll
And you
move
work
on.
as a
I'm
rent
not
boy
just
as,
just for the record, I'm not a rent boy, and
Good. Another perfect sound drop. We're gonna have recordings of you saying all kinds of shit.
I know, don't worry.
For interviews in future.
Interviews in-
It's gonna be so good to have you, someone saying things, and then you're like, just for the record, I'm not a rent boy.
I'm not a rent boy.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Okay. Some people are, and it's okay to envy and admire them for it. But even people you think to be most sexually liberated and self-confident have their own shit. Everyone has their own stuff. Everyone's fucked up in their own way.
True. I mean, you like the women's underwear, and you
No,
like to tell people about it.
don't. No, I don't.
You get
But
so
anyway.
defensive on these things.
I don't get defensive
You
because
do.
I don't, and that's just the truth. So
Yeah, sure.
now, comparing yourself to others is a mental health catastrophe. I still do it, but I try to catch myself. It is. Don't ever compare yourself to someone else. It is not a good idea. Just simply be the best person you can be at what you want to do. Nothing else matters.
Yeah, but if you're competing against someone, you've got to compare yourself against them, or otherwise it's just not going to work. You can't beat someone in a sport if you're not comparing yourself to what they're doing.
Well, sometimes you just might actually not be good enough to beat them. It's as simple as that.
But to have any hope, you actually do need to compare what they're doing to what you're doing.
you need to find a way so that you can do it and beat them at it. Then anyway,
by
moving
comparing
on.
yourself to them.
I don't think I'll ever be able to buy my own place. I think I'm okay with that. Well, not really, but I'm trying to be.
Should hit home for you.
Well, if you can't, who cares what your living? If you're not happy with your living situation, do something about it and change it.
Until you get outbid in auctions.
That's just the part of reality sometimes. If you just do something, get a different job, pays more money so you can, or save more money, do whatever to change your situation.
Can we just clarify? Did Marcus the Motivator lose at an auction? Another thing he lost.
I'm going to set the record straight at this one. I am currently in the process of trying to buy a house.
And so far you've lost at an auction.
Correct. I'm 0 from 1.
So just to confirm, you are a loser.
In that occasion, yes, I lost again.
Pretty much everything.
And for the
And
record,
in what occasion have you won an auction?
fuck you. And I was a little bit pissed off about it.
Really?
For the record, yes, I was.
Did you rage or anything? Or
Maybe
really? What happened?
I might have.
What happened? Tell us the
Might have
story.
slammed the desk.
Did you?
A few times and smashed the steering wheel on driving home.
Really?
Yes, I got a little bit pissed off.
Were you massively outbid or
No,
was it close?
it was very close.
And you just couldn't go the extra or it wasn't worth it?
It wasn't worth going the extra amount. Anyway, moving on.
I would love to have seen.
Well, anyway, moving on.
I mean, you would think you'd be used to losing by now, so you.
Fuck you.
Now, what would have been amazing is if we'd rig that.
You didn't rig that.
No.
That I know you didn't. Right.
Although it would be great to send people around.
You
send
would come,
phantom bidders to
you'd
random.
fuck with. I know you would do. That is something you would do. I know.
Just because of how angry you would get.
I get a little bit pissed off. That is true. Right. Appreciate good bosses. Tell them they are a good boss.
Yeah.
I think that's actually a good thing to do. Tell someone they're actually doing good at their job so that they actually continue to keep doing it and looking after you.
Probably, yeah.
It's probably a reasonable thing to do. I've told people who are good at their job that they're doing it well. They keep doing it. They keep doing it. It's a good thing to do. Number 17, debt is an absolutely soul-destroying problem. It stops you from living your life. I haven't actually, but some people spent most of their 30s tackling and living with personal debt. Credit card debt is especially horrific. 18, 24 months, zero interest balance, transfer cards. Are your friend at least temporarily they are.
Yeah, well, one thing I never understand is why anyone would have credit card debt.
Yeah.
Like if you need a loan, get a personal loan at the worst. You don't need credit card loans.
Like credit card debts, what is it? It's like 17 or 20.
17 is like 20 to 20.
Anyway, whatever
the
percentage is. And personal loans are a hell of a lot less. They're around
I think they're like
10,
half that, yeah.
They're like 8-10% or something instead. So they're a hell of a lot less. But the one thing that is handy, that I'll tell you, I learned this trick in high school, that these 18 to 24 month interest balance transfers that you get, say like $10,000 worth of credit for absolutely no cost whatsoever.
Yeah.
They're actually really good to use. They're really good to use if you have a loan. So you're reducing the balance of interest you actually.
So why not just keep doing that? Like why not just go from one card to another to another?
Also, but then you've got to pay it back. Some people actually do.
Yeah,
that
you do, but like you could probably get 5 years out of that. At which point, if you haven't been able to pay off your debt in 5 years,
well, you can definitely get huge chunks of it down. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And save a lot of money. That you can do. So that's definitely a good way of that. That's definitely a good way. The only thing you got to do is you got to make sure you're really locked in with your calendar and dates of when that period's up. Because if you go over it, you get absolutely screwed with interest. But that is definitely look at doing that, because there's nothing wrong with getting like 10 or 20 grand of credit for nothing that you can just take off an already existing loan that has interest attached to it. So it's a good thing. Number 18, seriously, those friends and family members of yours that you know have debt problems, ask them how they're doing. Keep asking them. Well, everyone's got to have debt. Not everyone, but a lot of people are going to have debt in one form or another.
Yeah.
And if you have
at the minimum, you're going to have a house debt, even if you're not.
If you have big enough debt, if you have big enough debt, you're going to have some sort of financial situation going forward. This says I'm now 38, which I'm not, but whoever is 38 has never been in a relationship ever, not for longer than 2 or 3 months, and even then they didn't give their full heart to it. They sabotaged everything that even comes close to being a full relationship.
Stipulated that you're not 38, but you didn't stipulate the fact that you have.
I haven't finished reading this yet. Okay. They struggle to even go on dates. They're working on it. They swear it's the fucking work of a lifetime for them. They're sure it's for others too. Blah blah blah. Everyone's screwed up.
No, I feel like we've already covered what the solution to this is. You hire a prostitute who is your ideal date is attracted to, and then three-way.
Beautiful, done. Move on. Right,
the world
number
is solved.
20. New Year's Eve is always terrible. Go out on the 20th of December if you must, and then spend the 30th.
Agreed. New Year's Eve sucks. It's overpriced. There's too many people.
You're right. It is.
You pay like 10 times the price of what you would for the same thing on
Let's
another
be
night.
honest, it's actually just another day, another night.
Yes.
And it's just a tick over a year. So
sit at home, masturbate ferociously, and try to aim your ending right on midnight.
That's an interesting way
I feel like wouldn't that be a great thing to organize? Is like a synchronized masturbating where everyone ejaculates at midnight.
You'd have to do pretty well to time it to be on the stroke of midnight, literally.
Well, you gotta have yourself very close and then be like, okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, hey.
Anyway, moving on to 21. If you can at all, make a plan to have a holiday somewhere warm and or interesting in January. Every January is on this side of the world. January on this side of the world is horrendous.
So it's not here.
Because let's be honest, where we are, January is wonderful.
No, January is too hot.
No, it's not.
It is.
I'm concerned.
Half the time the place is burning from being too hot.
Hey, I'm pretty happy when it's 35, 40 degrees, but that's just me. You're different. So
Most people don't like 45 days.
If that's their problem. So anyway, moving on. Number 22. Give up on those books or TV shows that you're just not enjoying. Agreed. There's no point wasting your time on them. Moving on. 23. Dogs should be compulsory on public transport during the morning commute.
What? There's not enough space for people. Why would you bring their dogs on? You
Imagine
get no one.
Dogs and cats climbing around over everyone's head.
Yeah, well, everyone's holding on, like they hold on, and then meanwhile you got a dog shitting on your feet.
That'd be amusing.
There's nothing like going to work with a dog shit on your shoe.
24. I only started learning to cook and bake when I was 34. I still don't know how to drive. I'm not a great swimmer. I'm working on it, on and off. I got some really simple advice. If you want to learn something, just fucking do it. No other way to do it. If you want to learn to swim, go jump in the pool, either swim or drown. That's as simple as that.
What if you want to learn to eat a duck when eating competition?
Start eating duck very quickly.
Get a friend to help you.
I've been struggling to write a book for years now. This is number 25. It's really difficult. Tip your hat to anyone who has written a book, even one that they think is bad. It's a really, really hard fucking job. It's not actually a hard job. Just write down what you think on a piece of paper and then publish it.
Yeah, but then you end up writing a piece of junk that doesn't make any sense in English.
That's what
as you would know.
Yes. That's what happens sometimes.
And then it takes forever for people to fucking edit it because the English is so bad that it's unreleasable. Not that we're speaking from experience of your shitty book you wrote.
Well, I never actually read over mine. I just wrote the first draft, and that was about it.
Yeah. So you're supposed to write a second draft and actually finish the English.
Fucking bother doing that. Getting to see your nephews and nieces growing into adults is weird and wonderful, and you'll never stop treating them like children. Well, let's be honest. If you know someone from this big, you're always going to think that they're this bloody big.
Until they're this big.
Exactly. Until they grow up enough. 27. I only started getting semi-serious about regular exercise in my early 30s. Find something you like and do it regularly. That's a very good idea, except start as soon as possible. Don't start in your 30s. Start as soon
sounds
as
like
you
too
can.
much effort.
Well, just find something you enjoy doing that's being active and gets you moving.
Masturbating on New Year's Eve.
Anyway, whatever that may be. It doesn't matter what it is. If you get out and you're active and you enjoy what you're doing, just continue to do it. 28. I don't even pretend to fake an interest in things I don't like. Prime example, sport. But I try to make some effort to show an interest when it's important to. No, don't bother showing interest in something you have no interest in. It's just pointless.
Yeah.
People see.
If you're not interested, just be honest.
Just be honest. The older I get, the more I appreciate and respect. And yes, I have my siblings. I reckon the older you get, you appreciate your family more, don't you?
Well, I mean, you clearly do after that previous article.
Yeah, full of shit with that one.
Well, you're the one who was jacking off the incest porn after you were talking about your brother and sister.
You've got brothers and sisters.
I don't have brothers.
Sorry, you've got, is it one or two sisters?
3.
3 sisters. You obviously don't get to spend as much time as you did growing up with them. Do you enjoy spending?
Well, 2 out of 3 don't even live in the state anymore, so that makes it a little bit difficult.
When you get to see them, do you enjoy the time you get to spend with them? Or
of course.
Well, that's good.
Not as much as you do with your
Anyway.
Your situation?
No, that's not my situation. But anyway. But
Well, okay, fine. It was a one-off thing where your fantasy evaluated.
Keep going. It's taken a long time to realize and accept that I just don't enjoy visiting art galleries, and I do not pretend to be interested.
Why would it take you a long time? Art galleries fucking suck. Don't.
I don't enjoy art galleries.
Yeah, it's a waste of fucking time.
If you don't enjoy art galleries, don't go to them. It's as simple
look
as
at the
that.
pictures online, and you'll see probably higher quality, better versions of it than you'll have to see waiting in line behind some fuck that's taking their shitty photos.
31. Put the effort into your friendships. This is a very good piece of advice.
Yes.
People who you care about, make sure you put the effort into actually spending time with them and doing things with them.
Don't overlook the New Year's Eve circle jerk with your friends. There's a limited amount of time that you can enjoy New Year's Eve circle jerk with your friends.
Whatever you enjoy doing.
You're not going to want to miss out on a New Year's Eve
whatever
circle
you
jerk
enjoy doing with your friends.
So I strongly encourage you this year to...
Stop telling, 32, stop telling yourself you're not good enough or qualified enough to do that job in the field you want. Look at the world around you. Look at the people who are in charge. Trust me, you're good enough. You're qualified. If you think you're good enough to do something, have a crack at it and make it happen starting now.
Just look at this guy. I mean, no one would think he'd be able to work as a rent boy, but he does.
I don't work as a rent boy. You work as a rent boy, actually. My default position for life has been have low expectations, then you can never be disappointed. Won't lie. It's not a great approach to life. It'll keep you safe and cynical, but that's about it. Don't have low expectations. Shoot for the stars. Go nuts. Do whatever it is that you want to do.
Masturbate on New Year's Eve.
That's your favorite thing to do, quite
clearly.
Shoot for the
stars. You got to shoot for the stars.
Right.
You shoot your load in
34
the air on New Year's Eve for the stars.
This person has been on antidepressants for 5 years. Not sure if they're working or not. Don't know anything really when it comes to mental health. Only that they're willing to try whatever it takes to stay ready and relatively healthy. I'm not a mental health expert. Neither are you.
We know nothing about.
We don't know anything about that.
So move on.
So my simple advice is go and see someone. Go and see a doctor or
call one of those lines if you have.
Go and see an expert who can actually help you with this kind of stuff. I'm not an expert at any of that. 35. Try to be on time for things.
No, try to be early for things. Time is late.
On time, you're right, is late. They actually said they released a study apparently recently that those who are always rushing to things live longer, happier, healthier lives. Now, I don't understand the research behind that, but if it works for you, being there a minute before,
who the fuck did that study and prove it? That sounds like the biggest load of made up bullshit ever.
Yeah.
Someone who wanted to justify what they think just said, "Oh."
Anyway, number 36, take your backpacks off on busy trains. No shit. Be respectful to the others around you who are squashed in like sardines.
No, it's going to also fuck your back up.
Well, that too.
There's no need to put a bag on your back if you're standing still. Put it next to you on the ground.
On the floor or something.
It's going to fuck your back up.
Exactly. Naps are fucking great. Embrace them. Shit, they are. Yes, there is nothing like having an afternoon 15-minute cat nap.
Yeah. I mean, in between clients as a rent boy, you got to have a little
No,
break
I do not. But anyway. And the last one, 38. Self-deprecation is fine. Just don't let it tip over the edge of self-love. I'm looking at you, fellow Irish person. Well, my advice for
You're not
that.
Irish too.
No, I'm not Irish at all. Now, my advice for that is actually quite simple. You can be critical about what you're doing sometimes, but don't be self-deprecating and loathing about what you're doing. You got to be positive. You got to encourage yourself and give yourself motivation to continue on what you want to do.
Sometimes it's okay to laugh at your own expense and make a joke out of your own stupidity.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's
you
true.
don't need to be like Marcus and hide away from the fact that you work as a rent boy and have incest fantasies for your siblings.
No, but anyway. Now,
We just said it's okay to be self-deprecating.
I didn't say it was okay to be. I said it's okay to be critical. I said it's okay to be critical about what you do sometimes, not self-deprecating.
Sure.
Anyway, moving on. What's next?
We have nothing.
We have nothing else. Well, I want to add something.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, as it is the 4th of July today, when we're recording this, it's American Independence Day, is it not?
Well, yeah, everyone knows
So,
that.
well, we all know that. Now, I encourage all of you, if you can watch, it should be televised.
This is not going out live, so no one's going to see this before.
Anyway, watch it on YouTube, whatever. It'll be on YouTube. Watch the hot dog eating competition at I think it's at Coney Island.
Yeah.
That it
Nathan's
happens.
hot dogs.
Nathan's eating hot dog competition. And
Nathan's are godly hot dogs as well. Like, I swear that they put crack or something in there because it's so good.
yeah,
Anyway,
I've
I should probably say they don't put crack in there, but it's.
I've personally
that
never
level
had
of it.
one, but
How the fuck have you lived?
I haven't had a Nathan's hot dog. That
You
is,
should. That.
I know I'm probably missing out.
How dare you give anyone life advice without?
I probably should have tried one.
It's pathetic.
Well, look. I probably should have tried one. Let's be honest.
Yes.
Now, everyone knows about my story of having had a little wager on the hot dog eating competition a number of years ago.
Yeah.
Have you got any ideas on potential wagers for the hot dog eating competition?
Well, you could only bet on whether Johnny Chestnuts was going to win or the other guy or the rest of the field. And I've already bet on Johnny Chestnuts. So
What was Johnny Chestnut's playing?
it was like $1.10 or something.
Well, that's because he's going to eat about 73.
What was really
hot dogs.
annoying is you couldn't bet that and accumulate or multi-bet it into other things, which is very disappointing
That's
because
very
I was
annoying.
going to put it onto like 7 different.
Yeah, that's actually a very good idea.
But you couldn't.
Now, I recently just got back. I had a little trip to the US.
I mean, if you didn't try Nathan's hot dog, did you really go to the US?
Anyway, moving on with
The
the
answer is
Nathan's.
no.
Now, I went to, as
Yes.
some of you know, I'm a bit of a golf nut. So I went to the US Open Golf recently in California. It was at one of America's most iconic venues, Pebble Beach.
Now, Nathan's hot dog does seem like the perfect kind of food to eat at a sporting event.
Yes.
So
but
how
it
the hell
wasn't
could you
there,
not?
unfortunately.
Fuck's sake.
Anyway, now I thought I'd just share this little story about something that happened at the event. So I was watching a bit of the.
Does it relate to working as a rent boy?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
So I was watching.
Incest?
No.
Oh.
So I was watching the golf tournament. I watched one of the professionals. He hit a shot, and he didn't hit it well. He hit it, and it came off not the correct part of the club. And I was watching the ball fly in the air, and it was heading towards where all the people were standing.
Yep.
Now, what actually ended up happening was when I'd seen it from, I was standing about 30 or 40 meters away. I saw the ball go down and then come straight back up again. Now, I thought that was a bit odd. Turns out it was odd because the ball had come straight off someone's forehead.
Wow. Someone practicing their soccer skills, I guess?
Yes, someone was trying there. Now, this person where the ball came off, who got hit by the golf ball, he was on the floor kind of laughing about the situation and actually taking selfies.
Jesus.
He was laughing on the floor taking selfies. And when the professional golfer came over and to see if he was okay, the guy, instead of being in pain and asking and going, "Oh, this hurts," or whatever, goes, "Can you lie down next to me and take a selfie with me instead?"
Wow.
So instead of wanting medical assistance for having a golf-sized welt on his forehead,
Do you know how dangerous that is with what we learn about concussions at
it's
the moment?
extremely
Like
dangerous.
that could permanently destroy, even if it doesn't kill him, that could permanently alter his life and his mind and cause him all kinds of depression and all kinds of other issues.
Look, that getting hit in the head with a golf ball is dangerous, and the professional golfer who is a very well-known golfer genuinely thought he could have concussion because of the way he was acting in that situation. But it was a very weird reaction to go and ask the guy, "Can you lie on the floor next to me and can we have a selfie together?
Well, I don't know. I mean, people are so obsessed with selfies at the moment that it seems like what people do.
Yeah.
Anything that happens, it's a selfie.
Yeah.
Now, where would be the most inopportune time to take a selfie?
I don't know. Tell me.
Because I just thought of it.
When? You tell me.
Okay, so we're going to ease into this. So
Don't ease into
at a
it.
funeral,
Just straight into
at a
it.
funeral would be a nice one.
Oh,
to-
that would be awkward.
No, this is the best one I can think of is I'm at a child's birth.
Alrighty.
Here's the selfie
So-
with my little kid. Now that is Facebook profile picture worthy.
So-
Imagine having a Facebook profile picture with your wife like that, baby coming out, and there you are taking a selfie
So we are going to end this podcast
with a selfie.
not with a selfie, but we're going to ask you people out there. We're going to put the question out to you there. What is the most awkward situation to take a selfie? Give us comment below and tell us what you think the most awkward
I don't think anyone's going
situation.
to come up without more than a childbirth.
Oh, there's some there's some crazy imaginations
Like
out there, but I don't know. But come
I feel
up
like
with-
if you're
give
in,
us some
what
situations.
if you got arrested and you're in court and you just got sentenced to life in jail and you?
That's a
I'm
little
gonna
bit
take a
awkward. Yeah, I'm
selfie.
going to take a selfie. So
Death row.
comment the situations that are really awkward for taking a selfie.
You've just run over a family and you take a selfie at the scene.
Jeez. It is very, very awkward. Anyway, we are going to...
There's got to be better ones.
Of course. I can't think of any more at the moment.
I mean, I'm sure you could.
I'd have to think about it, but I can't think of any on the spot right now.
I mean, I can think of a really good awkward selfie you could have taken with your brother and sister when you were talking about
that's just
incest.
The reactions on people's faces would be quite priceless. That would be very interesting.
Yeah.
So do we
Capturing.
capturing the reaction? Hilarious.
So it could go one of two ways. Either
Oh, it
they're
could go
disgusted.
anyway, yeah.
Well, either they're disgusted or they're
Yeah,
in.
exactly. Yeah. So, do we have anything else for the rest of this podcast?
No, we don't.
Well, that was another episode of the Fourth Place podcast.
If you've learned anything, it's that he works as a rent boy.
No, I
don't. Panties fetish that he has to tell people about. Has incest fetish. What else have you done?
No, that's about it.
And take a selfie at the most inopportune times. That's
Exactly.
probably the best.
That's it.
Here's another awkward one for selfies.
No.
At a wedding, but not your wedding, someone else's wedding. When they say I do, you go up there and be like, yay.
Oh, that would be awkward. Anyway, comment below awkward situations for selfies.
Yes.
All right. That's been the Fourth Place podcast.
Go
Thank
fuck
you.
yourself.